Hey guys, I want to come on and show you the handwriting curriculum that we are going to be using for this year. Now, we used this for the 2017-2018 school year and I really loved it, so I went ahead and bought the next grade level for this year. So let's go ahead and look at the first book. I have the pre-K/K for my 4-year-old. So, well, let's go ahead and look at all of them first. So this is for my 4-year-old. And then I have the kindergarten book for my 5-year-old. And then the second grade book, this is the 2MC. This is the second grade book that is going to be starting cursive. Now they also have a complete year of manuscript for second grade, but my first grader has really been dying to start cursive, and which I always start them cursive in second grade, so I was gonna get this one anyway, but especially since my son is showing a lot of interest and he's actually been writing in cursive without me even teaching him, so I knew I was gonna definitely start him on cursive this year. And then I already had the 4th grade book, so I didn't have to buy that one again. And then the 5th grade book. Alright, so we're going to start with the pre-K. Now I'm just going to do a flip through of the insides of books, just so you can see. So let's look at the table of contents. Okay. I really love these books. Like, this is the best handwriting curriculum that I have found in all of my years of homeschooling. Just gently introduces them to letter formation. And not only is it an awesome handwriting curriculum, but it introduces the kids to learning about their faith. I don't know if you guys can really see this with this light so bright. The really cool thing that I like about these books is that there's no need for a teacher's manual, because every letter, they have the guide on the same page. So your kid could technically, if they're reading or even just beginning to read, they can pretty much do these books independently, which is a plus for me since I am homeschooling 5. Okay, I'm gonna move a little bit quicker. I love that it's in black and white also. Not a lot of distraction. The covers are really bright and pretty, but the insides are black and white. These are so nice. I really love them. And then they're not that expensive. They may be like, I think these are like $8 a piece, which is not bad at all. And I think I ordered these from christianbook.com, but there's a lot of different websites that I have found them on, and if I remember them all, I'll link it down below in the description box. and how I have scheduled out our handwriting curriculum is they typically do 2 to 3 pages a week. More than likely it's always 3 pages a week, and they do Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. All right, that's the pre-K book. Okay, now here is the kindergarten book. Let's look at the table of contents. See, it even walks them through the proper way to position your body and your, your paper. Just a basic introduction to the beginning strokes. And then I really love the little checkup boxes. My kids look forward to seeing if they got all of their boxes checked. And it also helps them to become more independent with their own checkups. It really encourages them to take initiative over their own work. Okay, so the kindergarten book is not a whole lot of tracing like the pre-K book. So now they're really going to be focusing on proper formation of these letters. And then they're even introducing sentences. These books are so beyond great. I'm so glad I found them, because we were struggling with BJU handwriting. Well, that's what we were using before we switched to this one. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. Okay guys, I'm gonna go a little bit faster now. I hope my hand's not in the way. I'm gonna try to turn from the top corner. See, as you can see, it's been keeping with the same pattern of a capital letter and then lowercase letter. I mean, I have never found a handwriting book that incorporates the faith as well as this. We've tried so many different kinds, and all of them, they fall short in some way. This one, I haven't found one negative thing about this curriculum at all. This is so neat. So by the end of the book, they're going to be writing their own sentences. Oh, how cool. I've noticed that in all of the books, they have a prayer that they have them practice writing. All right, well, that was the kindergarten book. Let's move on to the second grade book. All right, guys, here is the second grade book. Now, this one is starting to introduce cursive writing, and I always tend to teach my kids cursive in second grade, so I was very happy to see that they had the cursive writing for second grade. Now, they also have a manuscript, but we definitely wanted the cursive. My son, he's very ready to start doing cursive. So let's look at the table of contents. He's actually already started to write a few words in cursive without me even having to show him how to do it. All right. Now, in the beginning of the upper grades books, they have them practice a prayer, and then once you get to the end of the year, you write another prayer, and it's just to compare your writing from the beginning of the year to the end. I really like that. All right, do a quick little flip through. And what I do, how I use these books, I take them to either like an Office Depot or something and have them spiral bound. I cannot stand this. I like for them to lay completely flat, and my kids do too. I mean, there is so much faith formation in this book. It's awesome. Not that I would feel comfortable with doing this, but you could probably use this book along with maybe the First Communion Catechism and call that your faith formation, because it's so much in here. I just wouldn't feel comfortable. I'm I guess an overachiever. I like to make sure that I'm covering all bases. I probably teach them too much. Okay, so it looks like there's only a couple of lessons. Let's see. There are 20, let's see. There are 19 pages of manuscript. Okay, that's not bad. And then it jumps right into cursive. Getting them ready to start writing. I really love how it walks them through the proper way to space their letters, their words, their sentences, how to indent their paragraphs. This book covers so much. And like I was saying, they have all of the information that the student is going to be needing, so you don't need an extra parent manual. And if your child is reading fairly well on their own, they can technically, in my opinion, do these independently with very little assistance. Because more than likely, like how I do it with my kids, the day that they're starting on their page, I walk them through the steps, make sure that they understand it, and then once they're done, if they're still having trouble, I'll tell them to go back over their steps on their own and make sure that they're not skipping anything. Okay guys, I'm going to start going a little faster because the layout is very much the same throughout the book. Sorry. And so once they get through a couple of pages or lessons, they have them do a review just to make sure that they've grasped all of the new letters that they've learned. So we use these as test pages. I mean, it just gives you so much. Like right here, it says December 25th is the day we celebrate Christmas. I mean, this is just so much information for them. Heaven is where good people go to be with God. Eucharist is a sacrament. Forgiveness is a virtue. I mean, these are just so great. Kindness is a virtue. Lent is a liturgical season. Like, it just introduces them to bits and pieces of the faith, little by little. You can even choose to build upon these little sentences if you want to. Spend a day talking about whatever sentence it is. Like, the sin separates us from God. You can even start talking about the differences between mortal sins and venial sins. I mean, this is just great. The 7 sacraments. Oh my goodness. I love, love, love this book. This is perfect for a second grader who's getting ready for communion. Okay, so it has the Apostles' Creed in here. That's cool. Alright, and then that's the second grade book. So we're going to go ahead and move into the 4th grade book. Alright guys, so here is my 4th grade book. I didn't have to rebuy this one because we already have it. My 4th grader is currently using it this year, and so what I did was, before he started writing in it, I just made copies of the page because I knew I was going to need it again. So let's go ahead and look at the table of contents. Okay. And just like the second grade book, there's a little pre-test here that they do. And my 4th grader, he pretty much did this completely independently. I mean, I can't remember how many times he's asked, just a handful of times he's asked me for some assistance, and maybe I'm getting him confused with my 3rd grader. I don't really think he's needed any help with his book. As you can tell, they have switched from the horizontal view to the vertical view for the 4th grade book, and the 5th grade book is also like that as well. And then I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they've changed the width of the lines also. The 4th grade book, in my opinion, is definitely more challenging, which I love. And then these are the checkups that they have for the 4th grader. Alright guys, I'm going to start going a little bit faster. I still have one more book to show you. And I may do another video for the pre-K, the 3rd, and the 1st grade book. I really love that it's teaching them so many beneficial facts. So he only has a couple of more pages to complete for this year. And then he's going to have his post-test, and we're going to compare that with his pre-test at the beginning of the year. Right, and then that's the 4th grade book. Okay guys, so here is the 5th grade handwriting book. Let's go ahead and look at the table of contents. Okay, just gonna do a quick little flip through. Oh, I love this. So the lines have gotten even smaller than the 4th grade book. I absolutely love that. And like I mentioned before, I'm going to be taking these to my office supply store and having them cut the binding and spiral bind them for me. And then if I remember, I'm going to try to put a link down below in the description box for where you guys can get these. I ordered mine this year from christianbook.com, but I think last year I got them from Sacred Heart or something? I cannot remember. I'm going to have to try to find the website. And I believe Amazon also had them. I hope you guys can see this fairly well. could be just me. I don't have my glasses on, so it looks really small. Let's see if I can zoom in. Ugh, that just makes it blurry. Oh, there we go. That works. Okay. I just love these books, guys. My kids love them too. Just an extra way to tie in faith formation into their day. And I feel with kids, it's just so important to keep them centered and have little constant reminders here and there, because they're humans, so they are forgetful of some things. So I love this. I just love it. I apologize if I'm moving too fast, guys. Oh my goodness, this is so nice. And I apologize if I am slightly whispering. My kids' bedroom is just off to the side of the schoolroom, so they're sleeping. I don't want to wake them. Alright, so that's the 5th grade book.